quick disclaimer, don't click off. Haven't been most of these, I've jumped all of them, gotten far in most remorses. Really love the entire area. Everything I say negative take with a grain of salt because most of these towers are good. Towers that I haven't been, like the soul crushings, I'll put based on averages of other people's videos. Anyway, let's get these towers ranked. In all honesty, Tofu is pretty decent, which is a lot to say because I've had lots of negative things to say about the worst towers in every other ranking. It really shows how good Zone 9 is as a whole. Tofu has a lot of fun mechanics such as the whole Vine X-Pusher things, those are really nice, and the final floor is also really cool. There's a lot of things good about Tofu, but the first 9 floors, how bad the design is, has to really drag it down compared to everything else. Anyway, moving on to the next one. Dare I say it, absolute snooze fest! This tower is an absolute bore besides floors like floor 9. A lot of this tower comes down to relying on the mechanic for good gameplay, but honestly, in a difficult tower, what can you do with this? In all honesty, it's just a really boring tower. Although I have some good things to say about it, the design, pretty good. Only thing that keeps us above Tofu, because Tofu had near to no design besides floor 10. And this tower is consistent in its design, so I have to give it that. Also, floor 9 is catastrophic! Oh yeah, Citadel fitting Citadel increasing claustrophobia. Probably one of the most unique towers in the area. Totally original too. Okay, I'm done. Yeah, no, this Citadel is really fun, in my opinion. It has some really great gameplay. Although design is lacking, as you can tell. It doesn't have a good gameplay, like enough good gameplay for me to put it really high. But I still do enjoy my time playing it. It's my grinds, next grinds, and I made it decently far. Anyway, let's move on.
You know you have to survive. You've got to keep the dream alive. Where everything is free. Can't you see?
Good old big, blocky, beefy buttons. I streamed this for 2 hours at one point. Got to floor 6. I made it further off stream. Got to floor 8 from memory. I'm decently close to beating it. I just kind of lost interest in it just because it's not exactly the funnest. Loot failing 1 and 2 for a bit. But what can you do? It's a peak remorseless. I think that's kind of coming with the package for any above mini Memphis tower. Anyway, tier BBB, it's 2 wits and 4 Bs, is genuinely a really fun tower, has some decent deco, uses buttons pretty well, but it could just be boring sometimes, I guess. It could just be kind of demotivating, as I said, to do failing certain floors. Button progress kind of adds nothing, but I shouldn't really be complaining about button progress. I think what this tower strives to do, create like a modern-y classical feel with the use of buttons. It achieved beautifully, but did it achieve anything more? I don't think it did. So, in 14th place it goes. Sorry, BBB. Wait, damn, which door is it? Is it Insane Door? I think that could be HF from memory. Is this the correct Insane Door? I think it is. Please. Yo, nice, okay. Sweet. Alright, things to note about this tower. Number 1, has pretty good gameplay. Number 2, gameplay can be really dumb. Number 3, Adamir doesn't enjoy it. So now, it's gonna go in 13th place, because Adamir doesn't, okay, I'm joking. A lot of people say this tower can be really unenjoyable, especially on the final more floors, because floor 10 is a really failable floor. Just like Curb Killer did. He fell floor 10. But also that guy thinks TOTS floor 9 is a little terrifying. So I think he might just have a skill issue. Anyway, moving on. Oh my god, it's the tower that took me a while to all jump. Like, a while. It wasn't a fun experience whatsoever, because I suck at the game and I don't like all jumping stuff that I know I can't beat. Alright, that's a bit of a complaint, I guess, womp womp, but from what I've seen from this tower and what I've played of it, it has some really decent gameplay for a catastrophic. I kinda enjoyed my time playing it. It has some really cool design like the tree on 8 and the Cane Clyde False Dragon on 410. I cried when I couldn't ride the dragon. Oh yeah, anyway, decent tower. Moving on. Honestly, out of all the towers I've beaten, this is the one I probably have the least to say about. Like, it's a really cool tower, it looks great from the outside, it's fun to play in the inside, it has great gameplay, but like, I just can't find things to say about it. Like, yes, it's good, and yes, it has a funny theme, but it kind of blends into the rest of Zone 9, because the rest of Zone 9 has a own great mechanic or own great gimmick or stuff like that. This is kind of just here, I guess. Like, just a really solid tower in an area of some really awesome towers. So, moving on to the top 10. I'd say so far, most people could most likely agree with my list. It has some decent opinions like Tofu that most of the community agree with, but from what I've been seeing out at TLS, this is not top 10 material. And what I mean by that is this is too low, like it should be higher up on the list, but it just isn't, in my opinion. It tries to capture the same charm as Tower of Melons in time, in my opinion fails. It has some pretty good gameplay, better than the Summon tier MIT, but as I said, just doesn't capture the same vibe as it. And also there were a lot of bugs on release that kind of really dropped the enjoyment down. Anyway, moving on. I actually haven't beaten this tower, but I've gotten decently far on it. About floor 5-ish? I don't think floor 5 is possible to fail. Either way, I've gotten far enough on this to be confident in ranking it. This tower is really cool. I do really enjoy it. It's a fun experience. Has some really unique gameplay designs. And believe it or not, it's actually the first Peak Remorseless we've had since Zone 5. Which is a 3-year, I think, time difference between Peak Remorseless, which is really funny. There's like a lot of cool mechanics in this tower, like the non-shift lock, shift lock, morphers, whatever you're supposed to call them. The cool user corner flips. All in all, it's just a really cool tower. I don't have much bad things to say about it besides GBJs can be annoying and its design isn't really up to standard. Also, can anyone tell me where this tower is located in the zone? Like, where is it? I distinctly remember not being too excited for this tower on release, because I heard someone say it was the worst tower in the area. But then I saw this win message, and this guy said it was the best tower that he ever played, and I was like, maybe it's not so bad. And then I played it, and I was like, dude, this is like a 9 out of 10. This is such a good tower. And I still stand by that. The music choice here is awesome. It's phenomenal. I love the music in this tower. The gameplay is really fun. The Dreamtime sections are really cool. This tower's design, while not much, is really fun. This tower, in my opinion, does everything a tower like this should aim to achieve. It is such a fun tower, and I wish I could place it higher. But I have some Soul Crushings left, and it's probably not widely appreciated as like a top 5. Anyway, moving on. First thing I want to mention is this portal room. In my opinion, it is the best portal room in the game, as it represents Windows 96, I believe. I think the album had see-through walls. In pretty much all my videos up to this point, I've used Windows 96 music for the music in the background, and this is just such a good representation of one of the albums. Tower of Wildly Wacky Wonders is single-handedly one of the most creative towers in the game. It has a bunch of COs used in such magnificent ways. However, I just don't think this tower is for me. While all jumping through it, I didn't really have that great of a time, in all honesty. Like, while it was fun, I found myself wanting to end. Well, maybe that's just a skill issue. Yeah, to be honest, it's probably just a skill issue. Anyway, overall, it's a really solid tower, and I can see why people place it higher than I did. And it's probably an unpopular opinion that I place it this yellow, yada yada yada. But, just my opinion, I guess, because it's my tower ranking. Woohoo! Anyway, pretty cool tower. Moving on. I've seen a few mixed opinions about this tower, but the most consensus I've got is it's really decent, which I do agree with. This tower is awesome. One of my favorite things about this tower is the gameplay. All in all, it just flows really well. The design here is really solid. While I do think some areas are a bit rushed, I do really enjoy how it looks. Probably my least favorite mechanic are these lodges. They can just be difficult to get into, and if you get in one with your camera facing the wrong way, they can really cause some damages, especially that one on floor 4 that I found myself failing a lot. Well, I haven't beaten it yet, I've wall jumped it and I've gotten to 8 and then died. Wait, I don't think 8, I think 9. I just really like this tower in general. The train section where you go between layers is really strong. I do like this elevator descending down. All in all, it's a really solid tower, but I do think some towers have better design and a bit better gameplay. Holy, is that another Kirby themed tower? Give me more of these! I can't have enough of them. Give me a whole Kirby themed fan game. seriously, these Kirby towers have so much charm. There's Forever Sleeping Flower, and there's this one. I do feel like Forever Sleeping Flower is better just because of the difficulty. It's harder, and also it has a bit of gameplay. But this tower has so much charm, it's not even funny. It's just so fun to play through and through. The Z pushes are a really fun mechanic to utilize. The design is top notch. It's just like the charm of the design is so unmatched by any other tower in Zone 9. Just all in all, this tower is so fun to play through. I pretty much loved every mechanic, even the ice parts. This tower somehow manages to perfect ice, and that is so impressive in my opinion. The fact that there's 4 better towers than this really goes to show how good Zone 9 is. It is by far the best realm in the game, and it's making me fall in love with Johto again. Anyway, moving on. Okay, which one is it? I think this one. Yay, okay, first try. That's nice, okay. This tower is really cool. It honestly feels like a perfect sequel to TOCA if it is aiming for it. And this will definitely be my second Soul Crushing if I do beat TOCA. Which I might not, just because of the state of the game at the moment, but still. Anyway, let's talk about the actual tower. Tower of Hollow Reformations is really strong. It has awesome design and some stellar gameplay. I think at the beginning, when it was rendered extreme, everyone was kind of riding, because there were so many people just saying it was free extreme. Like, the Zone 9 release was really funny. It had the latest sensation bug. This was for some reason a bottom extreme. Like, it was hectic, but it was also really awesome. But THR utilizes its client objects so well, and I think it's such a strong tower all in all. And I'll definitely recommend someone do this as their first, second, third SC. Just, it's an SC that you should not miss. Anyway, moving on.
To love, be loved, to reach out, be touched, to cry, be held, to explain, be felt. If I say it back, 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 if I.
I think the community pretty much agrees that this is a masterclass tower. It has so much fun mechanics that just make it so beyond everything else up to this point. It is an easy 10 out of 10 for me, and considering that number 3 is a 10 out of 10, it really goes to show how good Zone 9 is as a whole. Tower of Eye Candy uses so many fun mechanics, like these vines per se, or the inverted mechanics or controls that are coming right up pretty soon. I remember back when I was starting the ranking, I didn't have Eye Candy all that high, because I couldn't do the inverted mechanics, because I was a little baby who had a skill issue. Then I realized, wait, they're not hard. I just have to hold my controller stick in the back corner of the screen and move forward, and it's pretty much really easy. Tower of Eye Candy has so many cool mechanics, and so many iconic parts such as the hand on floor 8, and pretty much all of floor 10 that elevates it so far above every other tower up to this point. I love Tower of Eye Candy, and I hope to see more from him as a really talented builder. Before I say anything else, this is objectively the best tower in the game. I genuinely have nothing bad to say about it, and it's my new favorite tower from an objective standpoint. It has such awesome creativity, such awesome design, such awesome gameplay, and I was smiling like an idiot the entire time I was playing it. The amount of different mechanics that it threw at me just kept me going and going and going and loving this tower even more. What's better is that I was playing it with a friend at the time, so that may increase my enjoyment, but we were both absolutely gushing about how good this tower was. Tower of Bonus Level is an absolute masterclass of a tower, and literally everyone should play it. In my opinion, this is so much better than the number one choice of my tower ranking video, Tower of Tenebra's Depths. So, why is this number 2 if I think this is the best tower in the game? Well, there's another tower that kind of just beats everything else. Yeah, I kind of just think this tower beats everything else. And it's for a pretty obvious reason. It's Tower of Nothing New. It's Tower of Nothing New. I go so more in depth in this in its own separate video, but because you don't want to click on another video, just see my opinions on this tower, I will share them. This tower is absolutely gorgeous. It is an unreal experience for JTO standards, and in my opinion, will never be beaten in terms of quality. This tower is by far the best tower in the game. And to be honest, I don't think anything's gonna come close. Like, ever. Because nothing will ever match this tower. And I'm willing to bet that. Why is Tower of Bonus Level objectively the best tower? It's because this isn't unlike J2. This is really unlike J2. Tower of Nothing New, in my opinion, doesn't count as a tower. It's its own separate game inside of J2. Tower of Nothing New is just something entirely separated from J2, and I love the death out of it. It's just such an awesome tower, man. It's not a tower, it's such an awesome experience. There's so many awesome parts, plus floor 1 and 2, just please play it. Anyway, I got some things I want to talk about. If you don't want to hear me yap, then please click off. But I kind of want to yap a bit about the current JTO situation, so let's hear me yap for a bit. The current situation with the JTO is Jukai is kind of not listening to our devs. And Jukai is an owner, she can kind of do whatever. And I think a lot of things that she does are alright. She wants the game to go in a lower direction. That's her choice. She's the owner, she can do that. While we may not agree with it, we just kind of got to listen to her because she's the owner. But what she should not do is completely ignore her devs, which I think is really awful. I think she ignoring her devs in such a plain way is just really awful, and she should resign from being the owner of JTO. Like, the devs obviously left for a reason. And some of the reasons are really plain to see. She gave vagueness for the zones, or areas just in general. Purgatoria's kind of cancelled because of her, and she's leading the game in a direction that most people don't want to go down. So, Duke, if you're hearing this, please resign. Yeah, that's it. Now, future on my channel time. Quick questions. Have I quit JTO? Not yet. Have I lost interest in it? Yeah. Will I make another JTO ranking video? Probably not. I've kind of ranked everything I wanted to rank in this game. I've done an all towers thing, which I'm still really proud of. I keep saying I'll make a compilation of all those videos, but those videos have so much wrong with them, and I just really don't feel like doing it. Overall, JTO's been a great experience, but I think I still start wanting to branch out to GD and other games, maybe on the Switch as well. Anyway, that's all. Like and sub!